That's a good football team that came in here today, and we knew they were going to be a good team. It's an exceptional defense. They play the game the right way. They're really physical. They play to their strength. They got the quarterback back. I thought we were going to have some tough matchups, but I thought if we played the game that we could play, we'd have an opportunity in the fourth quarter to have a chance to win. And I thought we started off really well. Defense made a couple stops. We were able to get a lead of 7-0. I think a critical stretch is we have a chance up 7-0 with the ball in plus territory and don't get anything out of that. And then some things happen that you can't have happen against a really good team like that. One is turning the football over, especially in short fields, and we did that a couple of times, and then can't miss tackles against really good backs. I was really impressed with the Williams kid, great player, but we missed too many tackles on that. All that being said, it's 12-7 at half, and I thought we could have had a lead at half, but because of some of those things, we didn't finish very well, and they get a 12-7 lead, and then I think we had the turnover right away in the start of the second half, and then get it 19-7. We got a good drive to get it to 19-14, and then what I have seen from those guys is when they play from the lead, which is what they've done most of the year, they let those guys rush upfield and create havoc on the quarterback and do a good job breaking on the ball and tackling. So tough loss. Guys fought their tails off, but unsuccessful.
Coach, you're down one score in the second half despite those turnovers. Was that kind of an unlikely scenario here? That could be that
potentially, Fitz. But I knew we would fight our tails off. I thought our defense bailed us out of some situations a number of times and gave us a chance. But the plus territory turnovers are what really hurt you. And especially then we're getting a drive going to start the second half when we got a little more momentum and have the turnover. And that's what really good teams do. And talk about emphasizing it. We had film, we had cut-ups of emphasizing there. They violently punched the ball out. And to their credit, they did a good job of it.
Is that hard? If you can't replicate that in practice.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And we do a lot of things with punching at the ball and stuff. But I mean, the scout team guys don't quite do it as good as Rodriguez does. I said it to Wyatt Thompson. I know that they may have the player of the league at defensive end or one of those guys. That's the best football player on defense that I've seen thus far. Maybe we got somebody that we're still playing down the line that I haven't seen. That's the best defensive player, Rodriguez, the kid that I've seen.
How challenging was the defensive line just to try to find a way to move the ball?
I know it. The way we thought we could move it was quarterback run, but you didn't want to have him carry it 25 times. Now, I thought Avery battled his tail off and made a couple big-time plays, but they don't allow you to run on the perimeter very well with the edges they set, and then those guys come downhill, and they do a good job getting off blocks.
Chris, when you do try to run the ball and it's not going anywhere, what kind of adjustments can you make in a game like that?
Well, our plan was to try to, they're giving up like 2.8 yards per attempt on the season, so it's not like you were going to methodically pound the football at them. We were trying to do some chipping on the edges when we had to throw it, but then you're down some guys in the pass routes when you're trying to chip those defensive ends. We had tight ends, we had backs on them and stuff, trying to chip them. Everybody's trying to do something to slow those guys down. But when you do that, now you're running routes with 2 and 3 guys trying to give your quarterback a little bit of time. So I know that Wellesley was trying to dial some stuff up and things, but it's a challenge when you get behind the sticks and you can't get 5 and 6 on first down.
There at the end of the first half, looked like you wanted a penalty or something on Texas Tech when they kicked that field goal. But what was?
Yeah, we'll let that one. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not.
Okay.
You guys have done a pretty good job through the first half of limiting the big play, and then the second half they kind of broke things open. What was the biggest thing to change?
Missed tackling, really. I thought we played really well the first half, and they're going to make some plays for sure. They got a really good offense, but I think we probably pressed a little bit on defense, feeling like we have to answer a turnover with a turnover and trying to strip it rather than tackle. And like I said, the Williams kid's a terrific player. We knew if we were going to commit that many guys to the run, they were going to find a way to get a fade ball or something in, and that happens. I get that. But we missed a couple of tackles there that led to some explosive plays. But I thought our guys battled on defense. We just didn't have enough.
Coach, you talked a little bit about it, but when Texas Tech is able to run the ball so effectively and you guys are kind of down, how challenging is that from not just a defense perspective, but an offensive perspective, knowing that you're chasing multiple scores?
Well, yeah, and they had the ball a little bit more, and they were, even when we were getting stops, it would be in the first half especially, they'd have 3 or 4 first downs, then we'd find a way to get a turnover or a stop, so we never could get that rhythm going on offense where we could get an 8 or 10 play drive going. We had the one drive right off the bat that was 5 plays, 80 yards, which was some explosive plays. But after that, we really didn't have many of those drives, and it's a challenge, guys. We knew that this team is really good, and it would be challenging. And we didn't have to play perfect. You're never going to play perfect, but we had to not shoot ourselves in the foot, and we obviously did that today.
The defense being on the field for about 20 minutes in the first half, did that kind of catch up to you guys in the second half?
Yeah, probably. I think it was 45 plays to 20 in the first half, and it was only 12-7. We knew we were going to play more plays. That's the nature of their offense too, with their tempo, is they want to try to get you for 85, 90 plays. We end up going, I don't know, about 70 plays, 75 plays. But they just did a really good job of being balanced. And when we'd stack everybody up against the run, they'd hit us on a couple of RPOs and stuff. And we had a chance one time, bounced off of VJ, I think, and we had a chance to maybe make a pick. Their kid makes a play. Some of those things kind of happened today that didn't bounce our way.
And then, Coach, obviously, you guys scored the touchdown to go down by 9 and go for 2. What's kind of the thinking there?
Yeah, thought we wanted to try to get a shot at it there, knowing we're going to need it one of the 2 times. And sometimes it's easier to do it the first time rather than when they know you got to go for 2. You maybe try to surprise them a little bit, but it wasn't successful.
It's the first time this season you guys have let one, get out of reach in a game like this.
It was 29-20, and we're still fighting, and then we have to throw it. So,
Right.
obviously it got out of reach at the very end.
Right, in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Is there anything you learned about your team in a game like that where you just kind of got to tip your cap to the other side?
Well, yeah, Kellis, for starters, the adversity we face, character is revealed. And all season we've had adversity, and our character's been revealed, and it's been really good. And so we're going to find out, because we have an open week, and we've got to finish strong with 3 games. But like I told the guys in the locker room, man, character comes out when adversity strikes, and our character's been really good, and I expect that with the leaders that we have. But don't let our circumstance that we had in that locker room dictate how we show up on Monday. We got beat by a really good football team. It's November 1st. It's not November 30th. There's still a story and a legacy to write of the 2025 team. And it's easy to say, oh, we've had 3 losses, we're out of the race, whatever it may be. Man, we're going to have a lot of tough things in life as dads and as husbands and stuff. Man, don't let your circumstance dictate how you show up on Monday, because I expect those guys to show up on Monday ready to go back to work.
Anything else?
What did you like from Austin today? You said you were thinking he could play a little better. It seemed like he did today.
He did. I thought he did a nice job. We put a different cast on. We clubbed the whole hand. But in the past, he'd had some fingers loose. We clubbed the whole hand. And so I thought that probably helped him. I didn't talk to him, but I know we clubbed it late in the week at practice, and he said that helped him a little bit more. But we'll figure out what's going on with him. My hat's off to VJ Payne, guys. VJ Payne had an injury early in the game against KU, and on Sunday or Monday was likely out. And that kid's a warrior, and he did everything he could. And he lived in that training room, didn't practice at all until we got to Friday and our Fast Friday, and he gave us about 15 plays of a practice to say that because he wanted to play in this football game. And VJ should not have played as of Monday, but he willed his way into playing this game, and that's what I hope a lot of young guys see, how important it is and how valuable it is for a senior to have that shot to play home games as well as big-time games against really good competitors. I told VJ I loved him and what a warrior he was, because I know that it didn't look good midweek, and he found a way to play.
Have no more, anything? You good? All right, thanks.
Okay, thanks, guys.